प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्
Hello everyone, so I'll be talking on the 5th chapter of Satyaarthaprakaash. This chapter mainly deals with Vanprasth and Sannyas ashram, which are briefly described below. Vanprasth. This ashram span all stages of life, starts after the completion of 50 years, that is, end of Grihast ashram, when the householder is supposed to leave his home and lived in nearby forest area. By that time, he should have completed his household responsibilities and also fulfilled mundane desires. He is then required to lead a simple, austere life and spend time in the study of scriptures and in the service of society, as may be possible. He has to exercise self-control in all aspects of life. It is a period for practicing sadhana, swadhyaya, yogic discipline, and service to the society, so that one is fully prepared after completion of 75 years to enter the next stage of sannyas ashram. A Vanprasth may take his wife along with him to dwell in the forest or leave her back home to care for his children. Entry into Vanprasth ashram initiates the process of detachment from worldly life. Taking Vanprasth is the first step forward on the arduous path of renunciation and detachment. A Vanprasth has to adopt a regimen of hard discipline. Firstly, he has to lead a life of complete celibacy, whether his wife lives with him or is away from him. Regular studies of scriptures, company of the learned, practice of yogic discipline, and moral conduct are the main ingredients of Vanprasth ashram. He has to live a very simple life, partaking simple and only essential food. He should be kind to others without expecting or accepting anything in return. He needs not work extraordinarily hard to secure living comforts and keep his desires under control. The discipline of Vanprasth requires an individual to secure all temptations, desires, and attachments which he has gathered around him while living in Grihast ashram. In order to lead a life of tapas and sadhana, a Vanprasthi should follow the instruction of Maharishi Manu as quoted below. Let him constantly devote himself to studying and teaching, retaining a calm mind, be a friend to all, conquer his passion, bestow knowledge upon others, and be kind to all living beings. Let him not receive gifts from others, thus should he conduct himself. Maharishi Manu further says, let him not be very solicitous for bodily comfort. Let him be a brahmachari, abstain from sexual indulgence, even if his own wife is with him, sleep on the ground, and have inordinate love for his dependents and for his belongings, and dwell under a tree. Thus, sadhana, study and selfless conduct are the main practices in Vanprastha ashram. Besides spirit of renunciation and disconnection from worldly relations and pleasures, a Vanprastha has to be truthful in speech and to cultivate other virtues associated with the devout, learned man, and thereby acquire divine knowledge and attain purity of mind by the practice of yogic discipline. Sannyas ashram. Sannyas ashram is the fourth and last stage of life in the ashram setup. It is the final phase of life concluding in death or redemption. Normally, a person becomes a sannyasi after completion of Vanprastha, that is, after the age of 75 years. However, a man can become a sannyasi on the day he feels free from all worldly desires and attachment, without even passing through the intermediate stages. Thus, a brahmachari, a grihasthi, or a vanprasthi can become a sannyasi. In short, a sannyasi has complete faith in God on the basic Vedic knowledge, lives a virtuous life, and leaves his home and has renounced all worldly enjoyments and devotes himself to the dissemination of Vedic knowledge to others without any material reward or expectation. Several duties of a sannyasi, as stated in various holy scriptures, Manusmriti, Shastra, are mentioned in this chapter. It is the duty of a sannyasi, in particular, to follow this right conduct of life, and also help others to follow the same. Various misconceptions about sannyasi have also been removed in this chapter. The chief duty of the four orders, ashram, are recapitulated as follows. Brahmacharya, first stage, is meant for perfecting one's body and for acquiring knowledge and culture. Grihastha, second stage, and married life, is for the pursuit of useful occupation, proper family life, and profession, etc. Vanprastha, third stage, is for meditation, concentration of mind, perfection of character, and acquisition of divine knowledge and service to the society. Sannyas, the last stage, is meant for dissemination of divine knowledge, practice of virtues, and renouncing all vices, preaching of truth, and removing the ignorance of the people. It is clearly indicated that ordinary mendicants who roam around in colored clothes, such as vairagis and khakis, are not fit to be called sannyasis, because they are involved in false practices to further their selfish ends. Those alone deserve to be called sannyasis who walk in the path of righteousness and help others to do the same, and thus promote their own happiness as well as that of the whole world and thereafter.